guys, welcome back. So today's video is going to be all about I decluttered 3/4 of my makeup collection. I have a makeup collection video here on my channel, and at that video I will link below. Please go watch that, or at least watch a part of it so you can kind of get a grasp on where we were and so you can understand where we've come. So that video was in, I believe, 2016, 2015, somewhere in that era. That was not even the peak of my collection. In fact, if you go back to like 2017, 2018, that was when I had, kind of the peak of my makeup collection. I was really in the throes of doing makeup videos. And last week, this is kind of a pivot from last week, or maybe a continuation is the better word. Last week I kind of touched on why I quit making solely makeup content, makeup videos, and my thoughts behind that. And this has been an evolution over the last few years. That season of my life I feel like is really kind of not completely closed, but I just don't want to focus on that anymore. I still love to put makeup on, and we'll still do chit chatter days and stuff. But I wanted to show you my, as you guys called it, my curated makeup collection. What withstood several declutters. I have decluttered a lot over the years, but now this is a pretty good collection still. This is still a sizable collection, but these are the things that have withstood multiple purges and some serious purges. And so I'd like you to see that video so that you can kind of get an understanding of where we've come from. I'm going to insert some footage right now of my current makeup setup with photos of my old makeup setup so you can kind of also see the storage we were at compared to where we are now. So here is what my makeup vanity looks like now. I had some scrap wood left over from a project that I did with my coffee table last summer, and there's a lot of dead space between the TV and the floor, and what I previously had just took up way too much space, so I took the scrap wood and I just made a little vanity that I could attach to the wall. That way I was utilizing wall space and not necessarily floor space. So the setup that I had before, I had one of those tall Alex 9 drawers, so it had 9 drawers, and then I had the Alex 5 drawer on the other side with an IKEA table, just like pretty wide table, and it just took up way too much space. And quite honestly, the aesthetic wasn't really my style and I didn't love it. So this just works for me, and it simplified things. It kind of went along with, okay, if I declutter, I don't need all that extra space. This right here is what stores all of my makeup now. This actually came from an antique store. Someone had refinished it. This is just an IKEA placemat, and this is an eyesore. There's honestly no way to get around this. That's why I have this picture here to kind of disguise the cord. This is our TV antenna. But this is what all of my makeup is now stored in. It's very small. It's not ideal. This isn't a forever setup. This is just a temporary fix. And for me, it works for now. It's kind of annoying to stack things and take it in and out. But I like the look of it, and I like that it's concealed and I don't have to see the makeup. So I filmed this video earlier in the week actually, and I did it where I wasn't facing you and it was just the camera in my hand showing you things. And I not only did the footage not, I struggled. I edited and my computer got jacked up basically. So all of that footage went to the trash. We're starting over, but I really feel like this is more of a conversation, and I really enjoy facing you while I'm talking about things. I just think it makes a little bit more sense. I love the connection. I love to feel like we're just kind of chatting here. I don't want to do a disclaimer. I don't feel like I need to justify my choices because these were my choices. It was my money, and so I'm not going to give a disclaimer, but I'm just going to say please be kind. I do not like to share things that I declutter. I don't like to make declutter videos because I don't want to have to explain I'm getting rid of this and here's why, because it doesn't matter, because it's my choice, right? So let's get into this, starting off with my everyday container. I had to limit all of the things I kept to containers. All of the containers I'm going to show you are from Target. This is my everyday everything that I use. I'm just going to breeze over things quickly so that you can see the actual products, because I know you want to see the actual products, but let me show you the containers and then what is inside. Everything, this is the first bin and the last bin that I take out and put away. It has every single thing I need that is not a colored product. So it does not have blush, lipstick, or eyeshadow in it, but it has all of my essentials right in this. So quickly, all of my color products I have multiples of. All of my basic everyday needs I have 1 or 2 of. So I have one primer. This is the Bobbi Brown Face Base. It's a hydrating primer. I'm not even using primer right now. I use this in the winter. Winter needs air quotes down here. I've kept two foundations. You've seen me use these and Get Ready With Me's, the Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder and the NARS Sheer Glow. I don't need a lot of foundation options. I've learned that about myself. When you find something that works, I don't want to try to keep searching. I have one concealer, the Pat McGrath concealer. I have my beauty sponge that I use to apply both concealer and foundation. The Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. Such long names for makeup, seriously. It's a liquid highlighter. I had lots of options. I've kept one. I just love how this looks on the skin. It's very natural. It's very beautiful. This is even pretty on a no makeup day, just to kind of dab on the high points of your face. Very beautiful product. My color switch I keep in here. This is what I use to wipe the shadow off of my brushes. Razor, because I grow a mustache and I definitely need to shave it, so I keep that in here. I like to shave my face before I put on makeup. My eyebrow pencil, I use the ABH brow pencil. Mascara, I only keep one on hand. These, I mean, there's no reason to open a bunch of them. I find that that's completely wasteful because they're all then on a time schedule, right? If you open a bunch of them, they're all on the same time schedule of going bad. So I'm loving the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. I kept two bronzers. I'm not really a bronzer girl. Like, I like it, I wear it, but it's not something that I love and I need to try different ones. So I have the Marc Jacobs Tantastic and the Hourglass Ambient Bronzer. Love this one. I'm wearing this one today. This comes in shades. I don't know, this might have been a limited thing. My friend gave it to me, but this is a really nice one because the tone of it is very like brown. It's not like a reddish undertone bronzer or a really yellow undertone bronzer. It's kind of in the middle. So that's a nice one. I've kept two powders. I have the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Pressed. This is a translucent powder and it really does eliminate your pores. It's very lovely. And then the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter Powder. Once again, I'm not really a powder girl. I use it. I like a powder that doesn't look like a powder, that's very seamless, very non-transparent, like, no, transparent in color, but I don't want it to be where you can see it on my skin. So I like both of these for that reason. I kept this because I think they don't make this anymore and I love to use this as a blush. This is the NARS Contour Blush called Olympia. So it's actually like a contour and then a blush color in one. So it's like a dual purpose product and I love me a dual purpose product, but I kept it because I loved the tone of it to wear as blush. I have my eyeshadow primer in here. I use the Milani. I have this Chanel gel eyeliner. I love it, but the problem with gel eyeliner is that it dries out very quickly. I have to keep scraping off the top, and this is an expensive product, but it lasted me longer than the other inexpensive ones I've tried, like the Inglot one or the Maybelline one. I do recommend it, but just know gel also is on a it's on a schedule. It will not work past a certain amount of time. Eyelash curler, black eyeliner. It seems to be all I wear these days. So I have the black gel eyeliner, and then I have 3 of the same product. Here, let me grab it, by Mally. These are the Evercolor Gel Waterproof Liners. So they're gel liner in a pencil form and they are black and I love these. Big fan of Mally eyeliners. And then I have one purple one. I keep this for my waterline. I love this color. It's called Velvet Violet by Pixie and you can get that at Target. It's a really nice, cool blue undertone violet. It's stunning. And then for liquid eyeliner, I use the Milani Stay Put black eyeliner. This will budge nowhere. I mean, once this is on, it is on. It says 17 hours. I think that's probably true. It does not come off when you sweat. I haven't cried with this on, but it's like legit stuff. And then your essentials, I have tweezers, a pair of scissors to cut my eyelashes, and then I use these little clips to pin my hair back when I'm putting my makeup on. And that's it. Kind of want to say a few things that I've learned through this experience of creating makeup content, having a YouTube channel, collecting makeup and purging makeup. I've learned a lot. I have a lot of little things that I've learned that I thought maybe I would share with you. I think it's interesting that on the journey of having minimal makeup, starting to watch YouTube, and then having a channel and slowly collecting things, I found I actually enjoyed it less the more that I had. And now that I have less things, I'm enjoying the things I have more. So it's like you think the more you have, the more excited and fun it's going to be, but the less you actually use those things and you really get to, I almost said bond, but in a way you do bond with an eyeshadow palette because you learn how to use it and how to mix the colors together and what to put where. And I I like the things that I have more because I have less things cluttering up my space. Let me know if you found the same thing to be true. Okay, so colored products. This is where I told myself you can have more than one option, and I think it's the colored products that change up your makeup look in the first place. And so quickly, I'm just gonna show you, I kept pretty much all of my lip liners, quite a few. They're all different shades, different formulations. I like all the ones that I have, and I just put them in a little container like this. Primarily, most of my lip liners are either MAC, Lancome, Charlotte Tilbury, or Dior. I also love false eyelashes, and I've bought so many over the years, and I try to keep track of some of my favorites. One pair is the Kiss Blowout Lashes in the shade or the style Pixie. I've showed these to you before. They're very similar to the Ardell Demi Wispies. I like the Ardell Double Up Wispies, but I bought the wrong package. I thought I was buying the Double Up Demi Wispies. So the Demi Wispies, the difference between a wispy and the Demi Wispy is that the wispy is all like pretty much the same length throughout the eyelash, whereas the Demi Wispy kind of, they're longer on the end, so it kind of gives that cat eye look, and I like that look because my eyes are really close together. So when I wear those types of lashes, it gives the visual that they're further apart, but these are still nice. They're the Double Wispies. And then these I'm wearing today, and I really, really like these. These are the Kiss Lash Couture Faux Mink Collection in the style Muse. All right, we're gonna move on to lipsticks. And I was wondering if you wanted me to do a dedicated video on this because I did keep a lot of lip products, but I love lipstick. It's always been like my number one is lipstick, lipstick, lipstick. I love options. However, I did really pare it down to a lot of like higher end formulations, primarily because of price point. I can part ways, and this isn't to say, see, this is where the disclaimer comes in. This isn't to say I don't like drugstore lipsticks. It has nothing to do with that. But if you were told, hey, you want to keep this $45 lipstick or do you want to keep this $4 lipstick? If you have to make the decision and you love the color and the formula of the more expensive one, why would you get rid of it? And so that was my thought process. But I had a slew of MAC lipsticks. In fact, I'm going to link below, if I remember to put in a card, a MAC lipstick collection video. I filmed all of my MAC lipsticks. I swatched them all. So if you're interested in seeing any MAC related content, I have it here on my channel. But I pared it down to all the lipsticks that would fit in one of these, as this hold 18 lipsticks. You can order these little dividers off of Amazon. I had several of them because if you watch the old collection video, you will see where we were. I had to make some semblance of sense out of all of the lipstick choices that I had. I had too many. I would never wear them. So I kept all of my favorite MAC's lipsticks from my collection. So if you want to know which ones I kept specifically, let me know and I will do a video on this. And then I have this larger one that I actually display on the top of my makeup area, mostly because they don't fit on the inside with all these other containers, but also because they're really beautiful to look at, and it is a makeup vanity, so why not display, you know, some of your more beautiful lipsticks or the ones that you really like to look at. So these are all higher end lipsticks. I kept Dior, Chanel, Yves Saint Laurent, Charlotte Tilbury, Lisa Eldridge, Guerlain, Tom Ford, and I have one Gucci on the end. So once again, if you want a specific video on this, let me know. Believe it or not, I really purged hard on lipsticks. And one of the things I can tell you for sure about lipstick is that they do go bad. They get, the smell gets off, the flavor, the color, everything gets kind of funky. Some of them get really, there's a lot of resistance when you go to put it on. They get kind of waxy, and so they definitely have a shelf life, probably less of a shelf life than, say, powder products. But this brings me to this mess. This is not an ideal storage situation, but I had this container. I'm like, I'm gonna put as many lipsticks in here as I can, and that's what I'm keeping. So I have all of these still. So I think I still have a lot of lip products. There goes one. So these are glosses, lip pencils, lipsticks, long wear things. Just basically, I kept all of my favorites. All of the formulations I really, really love. I guess I can highlight a few things. Chanel glosses. Big fan of Chanel glosses. They're just a really nice formula. I kept all my Huda Beauty glosses. I have a ton of Buxom glosses because the formulation is one of my favorite. I'm a big fan of a cream finish, a glossy finish, and so matte lips, especially liquid lips, don't really live in my world anymore. I've really decluttered a lot of those. And as I'm getting older, I'm noticing that that type of formula, when it dries down, it really emphasizes any sort of fine lines that you have, and I don't like that look. I liked this Chanel one. This is Tender Beige. I think they still make this. This is nice, and then I have a Ciate, is this it? Yeah, the Ciate Liquid Velvet. Love this particular color. And so for me, I kept things based on formulation and shade, and then of course if they were expired or icky and I had to get rid of those. So I did have to get rid of some things that were really nice, but I haven't bought makeup in years. I'd say probably like 2 years since I've consistently, you know, like shopped the sale and bought all the things. And I don't know, I'm just really happy with what I have. And you know, there are things in my collection that they still absolutely make, so you don't have to fear that I'm showing you something you can't get. I don't think they make these Bite lipsticks anymore, but I kept a lot of my Bite lipsticks. Matte glosses, NARS satin lip pencils I really enjoy. I love these long-wearing Yves Saint Laurent products. If you want more in-depth, I don't want to like sit on this for 10 years, let me know. This is a chit chat day though, so I do have the liberty to talk for a little bit longer than usual time. All right, blushes. I gave myself one long container for blushes, and we can just breeze through these real quick as well. I kept all of my Benefit boxed blushes. I just think the packaging is really beautiful, and some of these are gorgeous shades. I really enjoy the Rockateur shade here. That is a nice rose gold. This California one is a beautiful, stunning, brighter peach shade. Perfect for summertime. I decluttered all of my Tarte blushes, and I had a lot of Tarte blushes with the exception of this one called Celebrated, and then this little birthday one. I kept a few smaller size things for like travel purposes, or just to kind of, you know, throw in a smaller makeup bag to put in my handbag if I wanted to do that. So it's kind of nice to keep that. I didn't keep a lot of like multi-purpose things so much because I really don't travel very much. And depending on where I'm going, I don't even really need a lot of makeup anyways. And then this color. For MAC blushes, I had palettes. I'm going to refer you also, I did an entire video on all of my MAC blushes with swatches. I had palettes, I had a lot. I've decluttered down to 3. So I kept Desert Rose, which is a matte, beautiful rose shade. I kept Warm Soul, which is one of their mineralized blushes. This is the most beautiful summer color. Love it, especially after I self-tan. Oh my gosh, I love that. It's like you fall in love with your skin when you have the perfect hue of a product. And then I kept this mineralized blush as well called Just a Wisp. This one's really pretty when I'm more fair, like in the wintertime. So these blushes have sheen to them. So I kept 1 matte and 2 with a sheen. I kept my Charlotte Tilbury blushes. I have 2 of these. If I were to say would I repurchase these, I probably wouldn't. I don't find that they're like that unique or that amazing for the price point because they're kind of spendy. But I do enjoy the colors that I have. This one's a nice bronze one for summer called the Climax. I kept this blush from Laura Geller. This came in a kit from QVC back in my QVC days. I haven't watched QVC consistently in a while, but I used to. When I had 2 toddlers and I was nursing, like during that time, I would turn QVC on, specifically at nighttime, and then packages would show up on my doorstep. But this is a gorgeous peach shade. I kept my Ciate blush. This one's called Baby Doll. It's like a rose blush swirled with highlighter. I kept my It Cosmetics blush. This is once again a plum color swirled with a highlighter. My daughter bought me this for my birthday last year, and I'm wearing this blush today. It's the Patrick Ta blush in She's That Girl. This is a combo of a cream and then a powder. So I have this on today, and it's a gorgeous pink shade. I kept my Gucci blush. This is in the shade Pink Camellia. You're gonna notice a theme here. There's a lot of rose toned blushes, but I find that it looks good on me, so I kept that. I kept all of my Chanel blushes. Love Chanel blushes. Two of my favorites are Rose Bronze and Rose Ecrin, but the packaging, timeless, classy. They smell like rose. These I've had for many years and I can still smell them. I don't even have these open. I can smell them. I kept all of my NARS blushes, and honestly guys, I like some of the shades that I have. The packaging gets icky after a while. This one, you can't see it, nor can you feel it, but it's sticky. If you're familiar with this, the older ones, they get sticky. This color is called Lovejoy. This is actually a really gorgeous color. I like them, but they're all right. I wouldn't say you need them. If I gave a recommendation besides the Chanel blushes, I would highly recommend Hourglass. I kept all of my Hourglass blushes. The formulation on this is wonderful. Effortless is the word that comes to mind when I think of these. They are beautiful. They're swirled with their ambient powders, so you get the effects of the ambient powder swirled in with the color. And so love those. And then lastly, is this last? Yeah, I kept my Burberry blush in the shade Cameo. This is another serious favorite. Gorgeous color. So next we have another long container, same size as the blush container, and this contains my single eyeshadows, duos, and highlighters. And you know, honestly, I'm looking at some of these things and I probably could purge just a wee bit more just to make even more space. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. I don't have to. Like, I'm the only one telling myself that I need to get rid of these things. Unless they break my face out or, like I said, they're expired. I'm not parting ways because powder products really do last a lot longer than, say, lipstick. I got this for my birthday last year from my daughter. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Cream Eyeshadow in the shade Champagne. Love it. I used to have a bunch of cream shadow sticks and cream products and all that. However, in the heat, I find that cream products just kind of like my eyelids eat it, or they crease, and I've tried, you know, the primer plus the cream. I don't know, I like just to have one option, and this is a nice simple shade that goes with everything, and it's easy to apply, and it looks pretty with whatever other colored things you want to do, so I kept that. I have Urban Decay Single Shadow here in Midnight Cowboy. This was an Ulta birthday gift. This is a really just a simple color, but it's got sparkles, and man, it makes your eyes look amazing. I used to have a ton of these, but this is the only mineralized eyeshadow I kept. This is Smoky Mauve by MAC, and one of my favorite mauve colors. I kept the first eyeshadow I ever bought from MAC. I will never declutter it, but I also really love this shade. It's called Triple Impact, and it's like this pearly iridescent color. It like shifts, whatever the word is for that. Oh, it's stunning. Urban Decay glittery, what's this called? I can't remember what these are called, but the shade is Moonspoon. Ugh, this is so gorgeous on the eyes. I have two shadows here from Essence. These are really nice shadows for like $2. This one's called Ironic, and this one's called Zinc About You. Serious pigment. They remind me of like a Makeup Geek foiled shadow where they have like a lot of chrome. They're called Melted Chrome. Really pretty colors. I kept two pigments. I used to have, oh my gosh, so many pigments. And you know what? It's just not my jam. The loose shadow thing, it gets all over the place. It's messy, and I'm already messy when I apply makeup. It just wasn't for me. So I got, oh my gosh, I'm thinking back to when we lived in Colorado and I had just a whole drawer of pigments. I've kept two. So these have a cream, they're from Dose of Colors, and they have the cream on the top and then the matching glitter on the bottom, and you just twist this off. This one's called Shell. This is like a beautiful, it's like a peachy rose gold color. And then this one's called Disco, and this is just a, it's like a silvery metallic color. Very pretty. Most of my Burberry single eyeshadows, because once again, this is a really easy formula to work with. A lot of one shadow looks out of these. I would say my favorite color out of this bunch here would be Midnight Brown. I would recommend this color. I don't know if Burberry still makes makeup or not, but this is a beautiful color. And then I just have, I used this recently and to get ready with me, the Dior single in Cosmopolite. That is stunning. Love that color. And then lastly, for eyeshadow singles or duos, I have all of my NARS duos. They're okay. They're okay. I have a lot of like limited edition ones. Surabaya is a good one. I'll show you. This is Isolde. They still make all of these. They're good, but I mean it's a duo situation. So I feel like this isn't really all you'd need. So specifically that one, you need a matte shade in your crease. I really do like this one though. This is Nouveau Monde. This is a gorgeous one. But once again, the packaging is all sticky. And I think the price point on these for 2 shadows is pretty high. This is Dolomites, Surabaya. I like this one a lot. I have 2 little singles here from them. Earth Shine. This is a stunning, stunning color. And then I have, this was a limited edition, Outer Limits. Searched high and low for that bad boy. And then I just have 1 quad here, and this my daughter bought for me for her birthday last year. It's from Charlotte Tilbury, and it's called The Queen of Glow. Really beautiful. I mean, you can work just from this to create an eyeshadow look, but very beautiful packaging and nice eyeshadow formulation. Off topic, but I'm watching Outlander. Really like that show. Don't watch it with children. I just keep thinking as soon as I'm done filming this video, I'm gonna go make myself some lunch. And I'm gonna go watch that show. Really hooked on it. Okay, highlighters. I actually kept a lot of highlighters. Okay, so I think it's just because the ones that I have, I really enjoy. Hourglass Strobe Lighting. This is a trio. Stunning, stunning highlighters. Easy to work with, beautiful on the skin. I kept all of my ambient lighting powders by Hourglass. These are like a finishing powder. This trio I use as kind of all over finishing skin situation. And then these ones over here, I have Mood Light, which helps cancel redness in your skin. And then Luminous Light that I use as a highlighter. Really beautiful highlighter. These are just a really niche, unique product, and so I will never probably get rid of those because I really enjoy them. But specifically highlighters, my Dior highlighter, this is number 2. Love this. This gives your skin a very wet look. I kept my Bobbi Brown shimmer bricks. Once again, this formulation, as soon as this product hits your skin, it just melts like butter. Just like hot butter on warm bread. It is, and you don't have chunky glitter, you don't have anything emphasizing pores, you don't have to work to blend it out. I like products that aren't apparent on my skin, especially with highlighter, because I do have freckling, I have texture, I have pores, and I don't need to highlight those things. You know, I want to highlight my skin, not the imperfections. This Laura Mercier Peach Mosaic Shimmer Brick, I wear this a lot in the summer because I love the more peachy tones you get out of it. Love this highlighter. Love them all, that's why I have them. But specifically, I always recommend this if you are going to get photos taken or if you're going to be a bride, because this is such an understated, elegant highlighter. It just makes your skin look young and good. Becca highlighters, I kept my Becca ones, especially since they're going out of business. Those are serious highlighters though. Those are not for the faint of heart. I have one more Hourglass, and then this is the one I'm wearing today, and this is stunning. I got this in a swap with Lisa from Blushing Shades of Beauty. This is Elise Wattier. This is a brand found in Canada, and we did a makeup swap, and she sent me this, and I love it. And lastly, we are to eyeshadow palettes, and I had to be very brutal here because eyeshadow palettes take up a lot of real estate, and I had some very bulky palettes that I just didn't reach for. My criteria for keeping a lot of these is basically formulation. Are they easy to work with? Do they last on my eyes? Do I like the colors in the palette? Do I have 6 of the same color scheme? Those are kind of the things that my mind thought about, and so let's just jump into it. There's not a lot here. I mean, there's a good amount still, but comparatively speaking, not so much. I kept 2 of my Natasha Denona Quints. I like these, but I'm not like, hey, you need these in your life. The mattes are okay, but what I like about her shadows is more of her shimmers or her metallics. She does a metallic really well. Both of these are, you know, they got some really fun purpley shades, and when I do color, I do like to do purples. So I kept those. I kept one of my Viseart palettes. The other one I just didn't reach for. This is the neutral tones. This is just, I take this a lot when I do some traveling, just because it's all matte, and then I'll grab one shimmer shadow and that's all I need. I mean, honestly, I don't even always need to do eyeshadow, at least mascara, maybe a little liner. Shadow's just kind of a bonus, but these are really nice mattes to work with, and I enjoy that palette. That was the first one that they came out with, and so I decided to keep it. I kept one Tom Ford quad. I had others, but you know, I had to be brutal. I had to get rid of things that I just wasn't using. So this one's called Nude Dip. I love this one. I like to do a bright lid because I have very deep set eyes, and I find that the bright lid just kind of helps bring it forward, and I just like the look. And so this one I often wear. And in fact, I've worn it every single time my husband comes back from a deployment. I do like the same eye look because he likes it, and I like it, and I feel pretty in it. And so this is kind of like special to me because of that reason. This is, they're all falling out. This is just a Z palette here that I put together of MAC, Makeup Geek, and 2 depotted Stila eyeshadows. I also will sometimes take this for traveling because they're all just really curated, like a neutral, more neutral browns, and then warmer browns, and then shimmers. Like, this is really all you'd need if you were traveling. Just simple eye looks. You could do something smoky, you could do something every day, you could just do whatever. And it's just in a little Z palette. I kept my Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette because I love all the neutral tones in this. I don't wear blue a lot, but this is a pretty shade. I don't really care for this gold too much, but a lot of these shades are just so stunning on the eyes with like a simple black eyeliner. So I kept that. Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes palette. This is an all matte, warm toned palette, but the formula on these is really good. I always love my eye look when I use this. This is really pretty in the fall too. I have 2 Anastasia palettes. I have the Modern Renaissance, which I always recommend. This is a really just beautiful. I mean, maybe you might be scared from the pinks and the reds, but I'm not even kidding. When you blend these out, especially on my blue eyes, I love it. It's just really good. And these are all just nice colors here. Good formula to work with, and so I kept that. They don't make this palette anymore, but it's the Sultry palette. Also love this. I had several Anastasia palettes, but you know, it's like, keep your favorites. You know, why was I holding on to them if I used one shadow out of one palette once a year? There's just no reason to have it. I kept all of my Lorac palettes. I have the original Mega Pro and then the third. I love the third. This inspires me, all these beautiful fall colors. Oh, yes, love it. And then the original. The original is just a good mix of neutrals and some colors. You can get quite a few different eye looks out of this. Honestly, I don't care about how many variety of eye looks because I tend to do, you know, the same things but with different colors every time. And then I kept, this one was the first high-end palette I ever bought, so of course I'm going to keep that. I mean, I remember laboring, pushing a double stroller with 2 little ones in it through Ulta. It was the first time ever being in Ulta, and my double stroller was like, it was like old school, and it was just huge and heavy and cumbersome, and I was laboring over which eyeshadow palette to buy because number one, I'd never been to an Ulta. I had no idea how much eyeshadow palettes cost, and at the time I think this was like $42, and I thought that was like a lot of money. And so I settled on this one. To this day, it's still one of my favorites. And then I got the is this the second one? This one's got really pretty like blues and greens and these chrome colors and this peach color in it. And then lastly, I kept all of my MAC and Makeup Geek eyeshadows, and I have them in several different Z palettes. I have this one that's kind of like my purples and burgundies. Looks like that. And then I just hand labeled on the back here, but this is an actual MAC palette. And then the rest of them are all singles I had just bought over the course of many years. This one contains a lot of browns and neutrals. I tried to organize these at one point, but then when I was decluttering and trying to condense things, it's not so organized anymore. I have my like purples, blues, greens palette. I need to use some of these colors. This is like my summer palette with bronzes and oranges and pinks. I have my lid shades palette, which is, as you guessed it, all lid shades. And then this one's kind of a hodgepodge of what was left over. This is mostly, and it's a deeper Z palette, so if you depotted something that's kind of like a mineralized blush from MAC, it would fit in here. But these are all matte, like crease shades and just matte shades. Could definitely probably fit some more stuff in here. Looks like that. And that is my entire makeup collection. I know we didn't go through some of the lips and stuff, but this would be a very long video. So if you want that separate, we can do a soul lipstick swatch fest, talk about situation, maybe next week. You let me know what you'd like to see. But yes, this is what I've kept. This is what stood the test of time. You've seen me use all these things over the last few years, time and time again, and I'm very satisfied with this. In fact, I really have no desire to even go into Sephora right now because I'm like, but I don't actually have space to buy anything else. So I'm at the point now where if I buy something, I have to get rid of something. But I think that's a good mentality to have. I've done that with my closet. If I buy something, I have to get rid of something because I only have this much space. And I don't know about you, but I can't stand when my hangers are so close together that clothes get lost. Yes, they get lost and you don't know it's been missing until you like reorganize and take everything out and there's like shirts and hangers like shoved way, but you're like, so that's where that shirt went. I hope you guys enjoyed today's chit chat. I know this is going to be a little bit long looking at the time. I know this is going to be a longer video, but I'm just going to leave it as is because I personally love to watch long videos and it kind of had to be in order to show you everything. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day and we'll chat again soon. Bye guys.